Greetings friends, Obi-Wan here. Now this video is made to help you quiz yourself and perhaps learn a little bit about yourself. Because the question is, are you a spiritual or a physical person presently? And are you continuing to progress in spirituality? Because the reason we say this is the fundamental truth that we want to clarify here is that we are all luminous beings, as we said, and luminous meaning energy, meaning spiritual, meaning we are spiritual beings having a physical experience on a three-dimensional earthly plane. And if we really think of ourselves as spiritual beings having a physical experience here, then when we see another human being, we look at them as divine, because we are all divine, because we all hold a fragment of First Source that gives us life. And by the way, that's how First Source experiences its creation through its creation. But anyway, we are spiritual beings. And so when we see another person, we don't look at them and judge them with our mind and say, oh, that's a wacky dude, or oh, that's an official looking workman. How are we going to judge them? Now, we have to be practical, we have to be discerning, we're always looking at evidence with our mind, but the point is the heart. So do you look at things with your mind and brain, or do you look at things with your heart and soul? That's the question. Ask yourself. Now here's the quiz. Ask yourself, and only you can answer and only you will know, what was your innermost reaction when you saw the new Obi-Wan, the different costume Obi-Wan? You see, I say costume because, as I've said from the start, the only reason that I ever wore a wizard outfit as I went walking was to gather attention so people would notice and then see the sign and then check out the message. The costume wasn't anything, it's the message that's important. This message, this website right here. So, we have progressed to the point where we're looking at things with our heart or with our mind. And when you saw Obi-Wan there on the side of the road, dressed as an official looking authorized workman, well, did you think it was Obi-Wan? Did you think it was somebody else? Did you think, oh, this guy's important, whereas Obi-Wan's just kind of a crazy old dude? Well, the point is being this: if we search ourselves and we know that the sign's the same, the message the same, the method's the same, maybe it's the same person. Yes, it was a costume. Costumes are for theater, and everyone knows about theater. When the scene changes, it's time to change the costume. Well, when did the scene start? It started last summer in June or July. July, yeah. And it was warm and sunny and so forth, and it was fine to be wearing that. And now it's getting to autumn, and it's dark early. Same time of day is all dark and rainy and cold. And so what do? Well, you look at what you can do to deal with the changing circumstances, and it's simply lights and coat and warm coat, and there's no more problem. So the message is still the same, and the mission is still the same: to get people to get attention. So if they get attention by looking at a wizard when they least expect it, or if they get attention by looking at an official looking authorized workman with lights flashing and things to get your attention. That's all it's about, because we need to progress. So that's why I changed. But I noticed the first day that I changed into my new costume, my workman costume, very few people were waving to me anymore. Very few people were acknowledging me. Whereas on a typical day walking along, I've counted as many as 165 people waving to me in the day. You know, there's a lot of people going by, and there's got to be more than that acknowledge. So the point being, how do you view something different? If it's just the outward appearance, does it change your inner perception of the person? And these are questions that you can ask yourself. And the reason it's important is because when we're spiritual beings and we see somebody, we recognize them as fellow spiritual beings, and we don't think less of them or greater than them from their outward appearance, because all life is sacred and all humans are divine, you see. And we just really have to try to focus on that and recognize that we are spiritual beings, and we cannot just look at things through our physical eyes. You know, what we see with our eyes is often said just an illusion. It really is just an illusion, because there's so much more to life than what we see with our eyes. So that's the reason that I put this here, that you can check it out and think about it and ask yourself. And now please continue on with the next video, as you can see some points I wanted to bring out from what I've learned from being dead on the other side. Really important, profound truths. So thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you again. Bye-bye. Namaste.